So yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Oh, video's not over.
No, you can say thank you for watching. Say hey.
Hey.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
This is
This is
Goonies
Goonies
Mafia.
Mafia.
Okay. All right. So hold on.
Pause it.
Wait. You gotta say the title first. So we checking out Finding Nemo with Science Because I Can by Casual Geographic.
And why Nemo's seat is in the water?
We about to find out. Press the play.
Bye.
Press this. Press this. Oh, okay.
Off the census, and his only remaining son is left physically disabled, only for that same son to get kidnapped by a trafficker, and now the father has to travel hundreds of miles across predator-populated hoods with only the help of a severely mentally handicapped woman. Yeah, Finding Nemo is crazy. I'm gonna destroy your favorite movie with science, and here's a challenge. Take a shot, or a hit, because it's 420. Every time a main character should become a chalk outline. Your grandkids will be an AA at the end. So it starts with a barracuda clapping virtually Nemo's entire bloodline, and here's where we get our first problem. Barracuda don't eat clownfish or their eggs, but you know who do? Clownfish themselves. Clownfish have been known to spawn, kill, and eat their own eggs, so Nemo's mother would have been infinitely more of a threat to him than any barracuda could have been. Now, to be fair, if you ask the clownfish how they like their eggs, they'd probably say unfertilized, because those endemic ones are the ones they usually eat, i.e. the ones that...
part looks like eggs, but the bottom don't look like eggs.
Because fish eggs don't look like chicken eggs. Fish eggs look different.
They look like little pebbles.
Yeah.
They're like chicken wings.
Okay.
If you ask the clownfish how they like their eggs, they'd probably say unfertilized, because those endemic ones are the ones they usually eat, i.e. the ones that wouldn't make it anyway. But that goes against my narrative, so I'm gonna disregard it. The other elephant to address is how clownfish breed. Clownfish are sequential hermaphrodites, where every clownfish is born a male, and the biggest, most him male will transition into a female when the opportunity...
Girl.
Nothing. Clownfish are what?
Bye.
And he said the biggest dude turns into a... And then the team... Wow. No. So that means Nemo's mom was the... Wow.
Like, she won't understand.
Yeah, I'm glad she don't understand, but wow. This is not what I thought we was reacting to.
Right.
He really meant ruining Finding Nemo. Okay, let's get to it.
Goes against my narrative, so I'm gonna disregard it. The other elephant to address is how clownfish breed. Clownfish are sequential hermaphrodites, where every clownfish is born a male, and the biggest, most him male will transition into a female when the opportunity arises. Such an opportunity would be if a hypothetical barracuda took the alpha female on a dinner date with Batman's parents. That void would get filled by the biggest male clownfish in the area, and his spot would get filled by the second biggest male, and the two would proceed to mate with each other. And since the only clownfish we see in the entire movie are father and son, I'll let you fill in those dots. Clownfish aren't the only fish that switch teams. The Asian sheep's head wrasse does the same, but in reverse. They go from female to male. Although with a face for radio, you will not see them on a movie poster. If Nemo and Marlin having the worst form of family therapy wasn't bad enough...
Why did Disney choose this?
I know, right? Whoever the author is, we gotta go look it up.
Why did they... Okay, yo. I am baffled.
Male. Although with a face for radio, you will not see them on a movie poster. If Nemo and Marlin having the worst form of family therapy wasn't bad enough, there's a good chance Nemo wasn't ever even alive. But if I told you Nemo means no one in Latin, which means the movie title makes the theory that Marlin married Itachi suddenly gained legs. He also could have been named after Captain Nemo from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. But that goes against my narrative, so I'm gonna disregard it. It's easy for facts to get lost in favor of a better story. And if you don't know where to look, you'd have no way of knowing. Like, you may have heard that the administration started putting tariffs on penguins. Now, personally, I think it's been time those business chickens ponied up. They've had it too good for too long. But I gotta pretend to be partial. So that's why I'm working with Ground News. Ground News is an app and website developed by a former NASA engineer who 36% were Winnipeds, and right writers defended the tariffs, highlighting on screen. Alright, so Nemo is going to school, and when we get there, we meet these guys. And I remember as a kid, I was not sure what Pearl was. Well, she's a young flapjack octopus. They're remarkably adorable in real life. Problem is, if this were real life, she'd be a lot less cute. The flapjack can be found in depths as far down as 1,500 meters, or 100 meters short of a mile, or about 3.5 Empire State Buildings. And since this pink propeller head can withstand crushing pressure, if she existed where Nemo could see her, she would be turned into disfigured mush. Think about how getting pulled out of their habitat turns a normal-looking blobfish into a deflated, misshapen whale fetus. That's the whole course that got memed. And Pearl being where the sun shines would reduce her to flamingo vomit. Also, at one point, Pearl says this about her arm.
It's actually shorter than all my other tentacles.
Well, octopus usually have one shorter arm called the hectocotylus, and its job is to deliver baby matter directly to the female. And in some species, it detaches for the female to swim off with like a Costco coitus card. In fact, the bedroom arm might have a mind of its own, since it can swim to the female, and it's believed it can even sense danger. So 2 things. Pearl's not a girl, and that is an indecency charge. That's not the last time we go down that road either. Now we're gonna ignore the fact that flapjacks don't actually have a hectocotylus, because that goes against my nature. So after Nemo sees his first pink slip, we then meet Mr. Ray. Not to be confused with the op of the Irwins, because Steve wouldn't even want that. But also because Mr. Ray is a manta ray, non-venomous and completely harmless. Now, I don't know if they did this on purpose, but they chose arguably the smartest fish in the ocean to be their teacher. Manta rays are considered the most intelligent, with the largest brain-to-body ratio of any fish. The overachieving aquatic placemat is apparently capable of problem-solving and advanced communication. They're also self-aware, with more than one occasion of a manta ray checking itself out in a mirror, and they were even caught waving and blowing bubbles at their own reflection. And just for reference, that's not how they'd react to another manta. Some mantas have even been on record asking divers for help removing hooks, so yeah, makes sense this one would have a teaching degree. Anyway, Mr. Ray gives the kids a marine magic carpet ride through the reef. Stop, right there. As a kid, it used to drive me crazy that I didn't know what that was. Years later, I have the answer. Spanish dancer. This Pacific pancake is a nudibranch, aka a type of giant sea slug, and a species known as a Spanish dancer, named after the flowing frills of a flamenco performer. It looks a lot like when SpongeBob got caught watching in 4K, and ironically, sponge is what they eat, and they'll actually steal their toxins for their own use. It's essentially cultural appropriation with poison. They also play for both sides, but unlike clownfish, they're born with both equipment. Now for how they use it, well, sometimes 2 slugs will donate nativity nectar to each other and head on their way. Some sea slugs have 2 penile appendages, one for delivering baby batter, and the other to stab their partner through the head to release a substance believed to brainwash the receiver into accepting their love juice while internally rejecting that of a rival. How do Spanish dancers do it? I don't know. I honestly stopped looking because I can only read the words traumatic insemination so many times. Also in the movie, that specific dancer has a name. Canonically, it's Maria. Or I guess Mario. I guess both. So anyway, you know how the story goes. Eventually they get to the drop-off, the kids start doing the type of shit that got Harambe packed, and Nemo decides he really wants to live up to his name and gets himself kidnapped. His father tries to save him, but gets flashbanged by a camera. And yeah, that's accurate. A camera flash might not kill a fish, but it's severely disorienting and like a forced factory reset. That's why they say no flash photos in an aquarium. One time a tuna mistook a flash for a fish and proceeded to one-shot itself into the glass in front of several children. Disorienting and like a forced factory reset. That's why they say no flash photos in an aquarium. One time a tuna mistook a flash for a fish and proceeded to one-shot itself into the glass in front of several children. So I take it back. I guess it could have murked Marlin if it made him split.
Wait, did it die?
I thought I seen something like.
No, I saw blood, but look how it started. It was upside down after that.
Let me see. Hold
on.
And yeah, that's accurate. A camera flash might not kill a fish, but it's severely disorienting and like a forced factory reset. That's why they say no flash photos in an aquarium. One time a tuna mistook a flash for a fish and proceeded to one-shot itself into the glass in front of several children. So I take it back. I guess it could have murked Marlin if it made him split his skull on a piece of coral. A little while after that, we get to Dory. She's a regal blue tang and a species of surgeonfish that gained a lot of clout from the...
True, the guy, the orange, white...
Nemo?
He got knocked out.
Yeah, he got knocked out, but he okay.
But why he did how?
Because he got dizzy. That's why he got knocked out.
He's funny.
He funny?
Guess it could have murked Marlin if it made him split his skull on a piece of coral. A little while after that, we get to Dory. She's a regal blue tang and a species of surgeonfish that gained a lot of clout from the movie. She's also venomous with a caudal spine that extends whenever the fish is stressed, meaning Dory has a built-in prison shiv. Not only can it cause severe pain and deep cuts, they're also liable to catch a nasty bacterial infection. That's why they're called surgeonfish. They will cut you. Dory would also conceal carry a toxin called ciguatera. Poisoning can lead to migraines, trouble breathing, and hallucinations. So yeah, the beloved Disney character can be a real headache to deal with in real life. To be fair, I've heard the same said about the voice actor. Not long after that, we meet Bruce, and considering he expeditiously kidnaps and essentially escorts them to an underwater white van, he might just be a predator.
Wait, so is he breaking down the whole movie?
I think so, yeah, basically.
voice actor. Not long after that, we meet Bruce, and considering he expeditiously kidnaps and essentially escorts them to an underwater white van, he might just be a predator in every sense. But when we see all three sharks, they swear by vegetarianism. We also see this guy. Remember him, he's gonna be important. Now, there actually are vegetarian sharks. More than half of the bonnethead shark's diet is seagrass. It turns out whale sharks eat a massive amount of green. But considering we're talking about a great white, a hammerhead, and a mako, the only thing saving a clownfish and a blue tang is they're technically too small to even be worth the effort. Also, when Jaws cries about never knowing his father, it's because many sharks exhibit multiple paternity, where one litter can have several fathers. Shark mommy's womb is like a baby battered bouillabaisse, and paternity is like a lottery system. That was really gross. I'm gonna tone it down. But yeah, Bruce has no way of knowing who his father is. But it could be worse. Baby sand tiger sharks will cannibalize their siblings while in utero. And we know that because one time a scientist tried to slide his hand inside a pregnant shark's nookie and almost got his finger bit off.
But why would you do that?
You see my face booed up.
Why would you do that? People just are too curious. Just leave some things for the Lord.
Right.
But it could be worse. Baby sand tiger sharks will cannibalize their siblings while in utero. And we know that because one time a scientist tried to slide his hand inside a pregnant shark's nookie and almost got his finger bit off. Okay, so later on, Marlon and Dory decide to dive into God's blind spot. Now, ignoring the fact that the pressure should have popped their eyes out and pushed their organs out of their mouths, they nearly get sent to a Tupac concert by...
What's that?
A fish?
Anglerfish. Now, fun fact, if you watch the credits, that anglerfish lives a warphilic wet dream when it gets swallowed by the little anxiety guppy from earlier. Funny thing is, it'd be the other way around. Anglerfish can distend their jaws and stomach and swallow prey physically bigger than they are. They extend so far that it inspired one man to pleasure himself with a dead anglerfish's stomach, which promptly sent him to the hospital. Should have sent him to solitary confinement. That is a hell of a hear me out. The kind that should forfeit your right to human contact. It's not long after that we meet a lot of 90s kids' first introduction to rage bait. If these moonfish were humans in 2025, they'd be kick streamers. In real life, fish will use this shoaling strategy to intimidate predators using the hive mind method. On a large scale, it's pretty cool. It makes sharks swimming through them look like an etch-a-sketch. But when predators like tuna gang up on them, it turns the bait ball into a slaughter. Also, just as a callback, the reflection of the sunlight off the prey's scales is exactly why a camera flash can make a tuna crash. Out, that is. Now let's talk about Nemo, because Buddy would have really become a no one before he ever saw his dad. Let me tell you about osmosis. No. So diffusion just means molecules will move from one area of high concentration to low concentration, and osmosis is that, but for water. Stay with me now. As a saltwater fish, Nemo would normally have a higher concentration of water inside him than outside.
Why the cup of juice and other juice?
You talking about this?
Yeah.
Juice and other juice? He's telling us about osmosis, how water moves from one place to another. Okay. You'll learn about it when you get older.
She missed the nut.
And osmosis is that, but for water. Stay with me now. As a saltwater fish, Nemo would normally have a higher concentration of water inside him than outside. So high to low, water would leave him like his mother left the warm plate. To avoid meeting her, Nemo would have to take in water while his kidneys work to pump the salt out. But put him in fresh water and the opposite happens. Now the concentration of water would be higher outside Nemo than inside. So high to low, Nemo would get internally waterboarded. So Nemo being flushed in a freshwater sewage plant means he would not make the sequel, as his cells would swell and rupture, and he'd get packed up by water poisoning. Also, fun fact, one line in this movie led to the deaths of thousands. You want to guess what it was?
All trains lead to the ocean, kid.
Just like that, Disney sent countless amounts of pet kids, and if I had fish at the time, I would have been one of them. It also inspired children to set their goldfish free in the wild. Giant Goliath goldfish is why you do not do that. It's a bug-eyed invasive that's basically a nuke to the natural habitat. Now, I'm not blaming the movie for this, but their hands aren't clean. The irony is, a movie about letting fish be turned a lot of wild fish into pets and a lot of pet fish into the wild. Anyway, back to the father. Eventually, they both get taken by a whale. And oh boy, there is a lot to unpack here. Stay with me now. That was a blue whale. Not only are they the biggest things alive ever, it takes so much energy for them to open their mouths. They only do it when they're guaranteed enough krill calories. Not only that, blue whales take in so much water in the process. We're talking 10,000 gallons or like 200 bathtubs. The effort it takes to carry.
Are you afraid of whales? No?
So you're not afraid of a big fish?
So you see that. You see that. You're not going to be afraid? What you going to do?
I'm just going to just forget the fence not falling because I'm gonna have a sticky shoes on.
You have sticky shoes on?
Yeah,
Are you gonna be on a boat?
Huh?
You gonna be on a boat?
I guess.
You guess.
So are you gonna be in the water with the whale?
No, I was gonna hug the whale.
I don't think they'll be able to hug with the whale.
You gonna hug the
might
whale?
swallow you.
You gonna hug the whale?
Yeah, what the whale's gonna say?
I don't know. I never talked to a whale before.
And he be friends with people.
The whale be friends with people? Alright, so you gonna hug the whale.
Yeah, try to do that.
Let me know in the comments below if y'all gonna hug the whale.
Did somebody call it? Somebody did that.
Yeah, somebody gonna comment eventually. But not right now. We still making the video. Alright, come on.
All that means the blue whale can barely move. So yeah, Bluey would have been physically incapable of carrying them to Sydney.
Because it's
But
blue.
even if they
so
could,
call
Nemo
it
still
blue.
would have come out of it an orphan. When blue whales hold all that water, they squeeze that water out with their tongue. Anything not water gets trapped in their baleen. It's how they filter feed, which means our fish friends would have been crushed to death by an 8,000-pound tongue. That's the weight of an elephant. Also, it would have been physically impossible for the whale to shoot them off at Sydney, since the blue whale's mouth does not connect to its blowhole. Also, whales don't shoot water out of their blowholes. It's really just warm whale lung air meeting cool
I ain't gonna lie,
outside.
out of everything, this really ruined it for me. Because I never actually seen a whale's blowhole. It looks gross.
And then it says
It said it stank?
yeah.
Sea air with some mucus, and it smells like a tire factory married the final boss of tonsil stones. So if smell kills,
Look.
they would have got it.
You see that?
Wow.
Wow. That's where the whale spits out water and air.
His eye?
No, that's he has a hole at the top of his head.
That's crazy how like just a whole.
But why is he showing us his eye?
That's not his eye.
That's
No,
a
right
hole.
here.
That's a hole, baby. See, look, hold on. We gonna see? That's at the top of his head. His eyes are somewhere over here. That's at the top of the head.
Also, whales don't shoot water out of their blowholes. It's really just warm whale lung air meeting cool outside sea air with some mucus, and it smells like a tire factory married the final boss of tonsil stones. So if smell kills, they would have got a guest pass to fish
I can
them.
only
But
imagine
ignoring
how
all that,
stinky it
eventually they
is.
trade one live cougar for another when a friendly pelican saves them from a flock of hungry seagulls. Seagulls are a feathery antichrist and the spawn of Satan. And they should be afraid of pelicans, since pelicans are documented literally swallowing birds
A whole
alive.
bird is
In fact,
crazy.
one of the most traumatizing documentaries I watched was where Cape Gannets were nesting on Malgus Island by the thousands, but because of overfishing, great white pelicans started pulling up to the nursery. What followed was a bunch of today pterosaurs strolling across the island like a grocery aisle and swallowing any...
You tired?
No, let's finish it. And then we're gonna do more and more.
We gonna do more and more? Oh, you show yawned. All right. Well, y'all heard it. I'm not doing no child abuse over here. She said, let's finish it.
Pelicans started pulling up to the nursery. What followed was a bunch of today pterosaurs strolling across the island like a grocery aisle and swallowing any unsupervised chicks alive. Like,
That's
you could hear
crazy.
the chicks as they were sliding down their
I would've never
throats,
thought
only
pelicans
for the
eat
pelicans to fly
birds.
home
Right.
just to regurgitate
But
the
I'm
recently
not
devoured
saying-
baby
I'm
birds
gonna
for their
save
own
the
pelican
bird.
chicks to eat.
Oh,
So yeah. Now,
So you gonna save the bird? You gonna fight that bird? You just said you gonna save the bird. You gonna fight that bird? Yes or no?
You and me to fight it.
You want me and you to fight it? No. What about if you just fight it by yourself?
Well, I'm not talking.
You not gonna beat him?
He's scaring me.
Oh yeah.
So you have to beat him
So I gotta beat him up.
because you exercise on the ground.
What about TT? TT gotta beat him up, or just me?
That's you because you.
Wait, I'm not gonna beat him up.
No, she said just me. She don't want to fight. She don't want you to fight. She said I gotta go beat him up.
Okay.
Because you eat too much snacks.
You know what?
I watch that when I wake up.
You know what? Come on. Let's press play.
Angel might be the real villain
Don't
here.
worry.
Now that didn't really have to do with the plot, but I just sat here and overanalyzed a kids movie from 2003 because I have nothing better to do. And if this video gets 150,000 likes, I'll do it to another one. You can probably guess which one. Friendly reminder that I do have a Patreon if you'd like to support me beyond subscribing. But as always, in this economy, don't spend a check on a creator that, let's be honest, really doesn't need it. Only if you want to buy me lunch or something. Also, I have a book. You should read it. Link also in description.
Let's read
But
it.
that's gonna do it.
Okay.
Drink water, hug your mother, don't dump goldfish. That's for real a problem. My
Why
condolences to your
talking to
childhood.
mother?
I will be doing it again. But until then, I'ma see y'all in the next one.
This was tough. He really did ruin Nemo for me.
Yeah.
Definitely ruined Nemo for me.
Like a fish you won't understand.
Yeah.
Now don't laugh. Like the
Okay, but we gotta tell them bye first. Thanks for watching.